Today I'm going to be sharing with you all about the circle of keys and how to easily learn it and memorize it so that you can use it to help you become an even better musician. Why should you even learn the circle of keys? Sometimes the circle of keys can seem a little bit dry or boring to people, but once you start to get into it and understand it, it's actually anything but boring. As a musician, if you want to really get better at your musical skills, learn how to improvise, learn how to write your own melodies, learn how to play chords, learn how to write your own music or songs, learn how to read music in general. The circle of keys is like the foundation or the basis of all of that. So when I'm teaching students, this is actually one of the first things that I teach is how to learn and understand the circle of keys because it's such a foundational part of learning music. So no matter what instrument you play or what your goals are for music, this can be applicable to you. So today I'm going to draw out the circle of keys for you and explain everything that you need to know about it. Let's get started. All right, so here we have a circle. So this is going to represent our circle of keys, and sometimes this is also called the circle of fifths. Now up here I will just write circle of fifths because to me this describes it best. Now this circle of fifths represents all of the musical keys. So there are 12 total as you go around, and it's actually structured like a clock. So if you imagine at the top, this is like where your 12 o'clock would be. This is going to be C. And then for each number around, we're going to just do a different key. Now, I'll demonstrate this on the piano later, but as you move around, each key is going to be 5 steps apart from the next one. So after C is going to come G. So this would be at our 1 o'clock spot. 5 steps up from G is going to be the key of D. So this would be at our 2 o'clock spot. This is D. Now 5 steps up from D is going to be A, and this would be at our 3 o'clock spot. The next one is going to be 5 steps up from A, which is the key of E. Then 5 steps up from E is going to be B. And 5 steps up from B is going to be F sharp. 5 steps up from F sharp is going to be C sharp. 5 steps up from C sharp will be G sharp or A flat. So those two notes fall in the same, they're the same tone. And for the purpose of this circle of keys, we are going to go with A flat. Now, 5 steps up from A flat is going to be E flat. And 5 steps up from E flat will be B flat. And then 5 steps up from B flat is going to be F. And then, so this falls at the 11 o'clock spot, and then 5 steps up from F is C. And then you begin this circle again. So these are all of the 12 keys. C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, A flat, E flat, B flat, and F. All right, so now we are going to talk about each key and the number of sharps and flats that are in each key. I'm going to put the order of sharps right here. All right, for the order of sharps, it goes in this order. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and B sharp. So if you see, there's 7 sharps total, and this is the order. Now, there's a little sentence. I learned this years ago, and it actually works really well for me and for a lot of my students. It goes, fat cats go down alleys eating bread. So kind of a silly sentence, but it has worked for me for years. So again, fat cats go down alleys eating bread. Now, the order of sharps, when you start talking about sharps and flats in the keys, our top key, which is C, C major is not going to have any sharps or flats. This has none. When you start moving to the right on the circle, so moving to the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and so on, each one of these is going to add one sharp as you move along. In the key of G, you're going to have F sharp. Then, moving along to the next one, you're going to add one extra sharp. So now you'll have F sharp and C sharp. And then as you move along, you just continue adding one more sharp until we have run through all of these sharps. So in the key of A, you have 3 sharps. It's going to be F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. In the key of E, you have 4 sharps, which are F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. In the key of B, you have 5 sharps, so F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and A sharp. In the key of F sharp, you're going to have 6 sharps. So now you're going to have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. And finally, for the C sharp major, you will have 7 sharps. So all of the sharps are in this one. So you've got F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and B sharp. So these are the keys that have all the sharps. So again, C major has no sharps, no flats. As you move along to the right, you're going to add one sharp for each one of these keys. Now, when we get to A flat, this is where the flats come in. So this is the order of flats, and this little symbol here is a flat symbol. So the order of flats goes like this: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. And if you look here, what word does that spell? It spells bead, B-E-A-D. So that makes it really easy for the order of flats. So when we come to the flats, let's think about it in this order, starting from C and moving backwards around the circle. All right? So C again, C major has 0 flats, 0 sharps. If we move left to F, we're going to add 1 flat. So this would be, in the key of F, you have B flat, okay? Then as you move along to the left, each one is going to add 1 more flat until you get to A flat, where you have 4 flats. So again, F major has 1 flat, and that's B flat. Now we're going to add 1 more flat. So now with the key of B flat major, we have B flat and E flat. Moving along to E flat major, we have B flat, E flat, and A flat. And then moving along to A flat, we'll have all 4 flats. So B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. All right, so I know there's a lot of writing on this little board, but if you go below, I have a link to a full circle of keys that has all of this information on there that I've just gone over, so that if you need a little refresher, you can just download that. It's also much more neat than what I drew here. So if you are interested in that, if that would be helpful to you, you can go down below and get that. So this is one very practical way to immediately take what you've learned about the circle of fifths and to apply it. So first of all, let's find C. So this right here is called middle C, and it is the C in the middle of the piano. Again, if you need a little refresher course on that, I have a video on how to find middle C, and that might be helpful for you. All right, so remember, the key of C has no sharps and no flats. So to play a C1 chord, you're going to start with C, and then you're going to take a skip, which is where you go 2 whole steps. Basically, it's like you're skipping over a note. So we're going to skip over D and play E, and then we're going to play another skip. So skip over F and go to G, and that is the C1 chord. Now remember, C has no sharps and no flats, so none of those notes, C, E, or G, would have a sharp or a flat on it. And then we could do that in the left hand also. C, E, G. There you go. All right, so now moving on to G. So 5 steps up from C. Here's C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we have G. Now remember, in the key of G, we have one sharp, which is F sharp. Now let's play the G1 chord, G, B, and D. So it's a skip and a skip. So G, skip over A, play B, skip over C, and play D. And then we could do that in the left hand also. And again, in the one chord, there's no F sharp because we're not playing an F. So this is the one chord. Now from G, you would again count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you come to D. So D has two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So here is our one chord. I'm gonna play this D right here. So here's D, and then we skip over E and come to F. But remember that in the key of D major, you have F sharp and C sharp. So instead of just a regular F, you are going to play F sharp because that's in the key. So there you have it. That's the D major one chord. Down here, I'll play that same chord. All right, so moving on from D, let's go 5 steps up to A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is A. All right, in the key of A, we have 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. So here's our one chord, A, and then we skip B, go to C. But remember that in this key, we have a C sharp, so we're gonna be C sharp, and then skip over D and go to E, and there you have it, the one chord. So that is A major one chord. Left hand. All right, so here's A. Let's step up 5 steps up to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're on E. In E major, you have 4 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. Here's our E major one chord. So E, skip over F sharp, go to G sharp, skip over A, and go to B. So remember, the G sharp is there because the G sharp is one of the sharps that are in the key of E. And there you have it, the E major one chord. All right, moving from E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're on B. So remember, in B major now we have 5 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and A sharp. So let's go to this B and let's build our chord. So B, skip over C sharp, go to D sharp, skip over E, and go to F sharp. So remember, with these triad chords, again, you're gonna take a skip where you skip over a note, and then you take another skip. So it goes skip, skip. And then left hand, B, D sharp, F sharp. All right, so now moving on to F sharp. So now moving on to the next one. So let's count up 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we are on F sharp. So in the key of F sharp, now here's where we have 6 sharps. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. All right, so here's our one chord, our major one chord. It's called the one chord because it's built on note number 1 of the key, which is the name of the key. In this case, F sharp. So F sharp, skip over G sharp, go to A sharp, skip over B, go to C sharp. There you go. Then in the left hand, it would be F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and together. All right, moving on to the next in our circle of keys. So here's F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are on C sharp. So in the key of C sharp, this is our final sharp key. So we have 7 sharps, all of the 7 sharps that we've learned today. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp, it's like a tongue twister, are all in this key. So here's the major one chord in C sharp. C sharp, skip over D sharp, go to E sharp. And then skip over F sharp and go to G sharp. There it is. And then the left hand. Moving on to the next one, and here's where we're going to start moving into our flat keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're on A flat. Now remember, for A flat, we have 4 flats. It spells the word bead. B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. So here is the one chord for A flat major. It's A flat, skip over the next note, B flat, and go to C, and then skip over D flat and go to E flat. And remember, the reason why we're using these flats is that both A flat and E flat are in the key of A flat major. And left hand, A flat, C, E flat. Moving on from A flat. So here's A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps up on the piano. We come to E flat. So here is the major E flat 1 chord. E flat, skip over F, go to G, skip over A flat, go to B flat. E flat, G, B flat. Left hand, E flat, G, B flat. Moving on from E flat, let's count up 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you are on B flat. So in the key of B flat, we have 2 flats. B flat, E flat. Let's build our B flat chords. So this is going to be B flat, and then skip over C, go to D, skip over E flat, go to F. And together. There we go. And then left hand, B flat, D, F. Let's step up 5 steps from B flat to find our next key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you are on F. So F, in the key of F, you only have 1 flat, and that is B flat. All right, so here's the major 1 chord, F, and then skip over G, go to A, skip over B flat, go to C. And there is our F major 1 chord. In the left hand, F, A, C. I hope that was helpful for you all today. If you have any questions, you can definitely drop a comment below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.